Nowadays, spirituality is something you have or you just plain don't. Growing up in a dominant Roman Catholic household has taught me one thing, that is to question everything. The church lays out what you should believe, and that's it. No room for interpretation. Personally, I believe that is just plain wrong. I call myself spiritual sovereign, but I haven't always been that way. I remember going through my spiritual development and grasping ideals such as witchcraft, alchemy, and plain old spirituality. I have tattoos all over my arms expressing my journey through faith. Today, I'm on a journey of expansion, mental expansion. I plan to do this by opening my pineal gland and maximizing the potential of my third eye. I know that many faiths around the world have used the third eye mentality, this being ancient Egyptians like Horus or Ra. The pineal gland symbolism can be seen all throughout the world in statues resembling pine cones. Some faiths use statues with hats that resemble a pine cone's bumps and ridges. Hell, the Vatican itself has a huge statue of a pine cone. But we're not going to get started on the Vatican. That's another video in its entirety. To understand how the pineal gland is going to help you in your endeavors, you must first start to understand exactly what to look for. I personally have a very vivid imagination and have the ability to envision things in my mind. The first exercise is to start to close your eyes and see mental pictures straight through your eyelids, right where your forehead and nose meet, this being the center of your third eye area. Even though your pineal gland or true third eye is located in the geometric center of your brain, it is this area right below your frontal lobe that you must focus on. Believe it or not, but your third eye is always open and working. It's practice that will allow you to use it at will. Feelings or intuition also needs to be worked into the play. Everybody gets those gut feelings about scenarios. It is a built-in trait that helps our fight or flight instincts. Also, take into account that little voice in the back of your head. Some people like myself hear voices and get hallucinations. I am schizophrenic and proud. You know why? I've had the time to practice and learn a lot about how the mind works, which is why I've created these videos to help you. Point is, I may be certified crazy. I know it, but I know what I'm talking about. So go with the flow. Our conscience is a living thing with a mind of its own. Have you ever gotten an idea out of nowhere and been like, where the hell did that come from? It's your subconscious located in the back of your head. My problem is my subconscious had to be beaten into submission in order for it to work in a manner that made it possible for me to function decently. The golden rule of subconscious is never fully trust anything psychically if you feel it comes from the back of your head. It's like having a backseat driver with a mind of its own throwing random things at your conscious mind. I have learned to trust my third eye more than the voices coming from the front of my head, as they are more positive in nature. What you want to get in the practice of, which is very mentally exhausting, but you have to stick to it every time you get an idea. Try and visualize it in the area of your third eye. Remember, center of your lower forehead, just above the bridge of your nose. As you purify and decalcify your pineal gland, this is a good process to practice and learn because once it's unleashed, you'll have a clue how to use it. The next step is the most difficult. The easiest way I can describe it is how people talk to God in their own mind. Like when you're writing an essay on paper, you think consciously of the words in your head. You don't need to hear the thoughts as I do, but you need to be able to direct them. If you need to speak internally to a friend or relative that has passed away, try and think spiritually and metaphysically in a psychic way. The third eye is the gateway to the spirit realm, seat of your soul, and many other nicknames. You need to treat this entire experience as spiritual, not religious, but with meaning from your whole being. This is the hardest part depending on your lifestyle and being. My recommendation is to try to talk to God. Me personally, I do not believe in the personification of God. I believe God is an eternal essence of life, a form of energy that is intelligent. Think about it. Science says energy is neither created nor destroyed. It just changes from one form to another. God is the Alpha and Omega, no beginning, no end. Everything comes from God, and we are all made in God's image. I call it primal energy. That's what God is. Me, I believe in science and religion, and I only quote the Bible to make a point. Although I'm rich in spirituality, I'm not a Bible thumper. Sorry, back to the point of all this. The third eye is an intelligent and full spectrum eye. It sees, hears, and has access to your memories and conscious thought. You need to learn how to harness the next step once you can envision what you're thinking about in your third eye area is to start asking questions to your higher power. Sit in a quiet room and practice this. Close your eyes and start a conversation. See what visuals you get and how your mind interprets things. I can't tell you what's right and wrong. You have your own moral compass. You need to be one in your mind if this is ever going to work. This is called unification. Unification of your mind's eye. The pineal gland, or third eye, is located in the geometric center of your brain. On or about the age of puberty, your pineal becomes entombed in a mucus-filled calcium phosphate and fluoride cocoon. Our reasons for bringing this once vital organ back to life vary, but the point is, it needs to be purified and decalcified to work properly. This video will show you the simple steps necessary to do this. To purify your pineal gland, you must first learn what is polluting or clogging it up. Most people don't realize how much fluoride affects the brain. There are studies that do this, but for our purposes here, I will discuss fluoride's role in our third eye. If you look at a scan of the brain, the pineal gland, which starts out as a pea-sized part of the brain, gets much bigger as you age due to fluoride in toothpaste, mouthwash, dental treatments, and tap water. To rid yourself of this substance, you must either use an iodine supplement or a lecithin supplement. Both rid your body of unwanted fluoride. I recommend taking iodine over lecithin not only because it is cheaper, but your body uses the iodine for your thyroid gland and other functions. I believe one of the best sources of dietary iodine is kelp. You can get a kelp supplement at pretty much any health food store. Your pineal gland also gets entombed in a mucus that the brain secretes. As part of purification, you should clean the mucus out of your brain. Just like blowing your nose, it cannot fully function while it's clogged up. You can either take a mullein or devil's claw supplement for this. I recommend taking mullein primarily because of its use by other body parts. A word of caution, if you're taking lithium, you should be in close contact with your doctor as these supplements have been known to affect the level of medicine in your blood. When you hit puberty, your body must find a way to shut down production of melatonin. Melatonin inhibits development during puberty. Your body's natural way of doing this is to entomb your pineal gland in a calcium phosphate shell, which renders your pineal dormant. The pineal gland gets the highest flow of blood and oxygen than other parts of the brain, so it's safe to say its purposes are very important. You can never purge or get rid of calcium in your body. Calcium and phosphorus are the two highest ranking nutrients in your body, but the fact is there can be too much. Other than natural pineal calcification, calcium also solidifies in your arteries and other areas of your body. So does phosphorus. You can get deposits in your kidneys and other places. To rid your body of excess phosphorus is easy. You must first acidify your system. The easiest way to do this is with high doses of vitamin C a few times a day. You can check this with a litmus paper and your saliva. But the only way your pineal will ever get back to life is if you redirect the calcium from your brain and arteries to your bones and teeth where it belongs. You do this with vitamin K2M7 supplement. The supplement I take has 200 micrograms of K2M7, which is the highest I've found on the internet. It is said that in 6 weeks you can expect your pineal gland to be about 37% decalcified. Given this formula, you can expect results in under 20 weeks. Waza!